301 redirects not working today. I have a 4-year-old PBN website and rank for a lot of keywords. After pointing this domain to my money website and wait 4 to 5 months, then have negative ranking. I mean,
Yeah.
the
301s are wonky.
but also it's so hard to tell from this if it was actually the 301 that caused that, right? Like, did
Right.
you do the
So
301 and then do nothing for 45 months? I mean, that in itself, doing nothing for 4 to 5 months might cause a loss in ranking, right?
yeah.
Um,
Also, I mean, I have a 4-year-old PBN website that was ranking for a lot of keywords. So then I took a PBN. So then you took the fake website that happened ranking for some terms and you 301'd it and waited 4 to 5 months and got negative ranking. So automatically you went, and not to say that a PBN can't resonate as a real website to some extent in the SERPs and therefore have trust in Google's eyes. Um, yeah, but if it's like a PBN with spun content and stuff, it might have not been as quality a 301 as you would have thought. But then, like Chris said, if you took that, already kind of nefarious website and 301'd it to a new domain, yeah, we'd have to know a lot about this new money site before being able to tell you whether that's what went wrong because, there's a lot of variables
and also, like, four
that,
to
yeah.
five months, 4 to 5 months, I mean, that's a big okay, so when you 301 something, Nick, what would you
Mhm.
say is like average wait time to see some kind of results, either positive or
Yeah,
nothing or negative?
so I talked about this when I talked about my last my big project that I still currently have going on, where I use two 301s in there. I'm ongoing with my link building campaigns, with my content building campaigns. So every month, just because I add a 301 doesn't mean I let up off the gas on everything else. We're building a picture, right?
Two
A
301s
301's,
overall.
yeah, to an already aged
Just making sure
domain
they
with
don't think you're
500
adding
plus
a
referrals.
new 301 every single month.
No, 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 no,
Okay.
no, 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 total. And I've been working on this project a year.
Yeah.
But the idea is you're painting a picture. So what is a 301? It is one website taking over another one, right? And so conceptualize it like this. It's one business buying out another business. Typically what comes along with that? Some press, some movement, one business takes over the other business, content starts to explode because it's a live business, right? A lot of people think they can just buy a 301, send it over, let their foot off the gas, do nothing, and then 5 months later it's going to be boom, through the roof. That was how it worked 5 years ago, which is exactly why it doesn't work that way now. In order to get a 301 to resonate properly, you're going to want to make sure that all the variables are acting how they naturally would. So, when I say this, talking about that big project, I didn't make nearly any money. I started with a age domain, very expensive, 500 referring domains, very niche down. Immediately did a 301, I think within 2 months. Age domain, another expensive one. But my link building and content building campaign, 10,000 plus words up to 20,000 words per month, going into targeted keyword research, backlinking campaigns that started off with extreme pillow linking, very natural anchor text profile, etc. I didn't get any real movement for probably the first like 4 months, 3, 4 months before it really started resonating in the SERPs. And even then, we're not talking about money keywords. It probably took 6 months or so before, the site had enough trust and authority to start going after terms that were really valuable. And now, a year later, the site has something like 45,000 monthly traffic, very targeted. But what you'll come to find is there's this slope that kind of slowly starts taking off where Google is feeling your site out, right? Do things look natural? Does it exist over time? Is this a project that's cared about that's growing to what seems to be naturally? And in turn, once you get that access, that trust flow, boom, you're going to start shooting up as an authority website. And yeah, so hypothetical, I know I went off the rails there per usual, but don't expect that you're going to feel the resonance of a 301 immediately unless, and here's one example where I would think you'll probably do okay and move a little faster. If that website that you're using as a 301 was recently dropped, so here you talk about that PBN actually had some rankings. Um, well, if you took that, then rebuilt the same URL structures, so backslash, for whatever was ranking onto the new website, you'll increase your odds of being able to get that site to resonate a little quicker using the power of the 301. And so
Here,
there are
let
a
me
bunch of
let me throw up
tricks.
this because here's the second part
Yeah,
of the
sorry.
question. I think it was the kind of the same thing. So I was about to change in. Actually, this is kind of a different question.
Yeah, hold that thought.
Okay, yeah, sorry. We'll go
No,
back.
you're good.
Sorry. Go ahead. You were saying some
What
tricks to just increase your
Yeah,
chances of it
so
working.
there's tricks that you can use to increase those chances. So like if you bought a 301 or an age domain that had a bunch of inner pages that were very valuable in the form of ranking content, or maybe it's just got a link profile where it got a lot of press, and it used to rank for something. Rebuild those pages out. Put new, further developed content on there. If you use something like Surfer SEO or something like that, you'll come to find that rebuilding the old website onto the new site is going to be very beneficial, or at least 301ing those old pages to new pages, right? So that
Right,
everything
it's
kind of
kind of
flows.
related.
Right. And now, hypothetical, let's say you've got old pages that don't really fit the mold. Maybe it was a very powerful old domain, but the inner pages, like it wasn't a website owned by an SEO. So you've got these weird inner pages, long tail, all random. A lot of times, if I find those, I'll either, 301 them to something that's fairly relevant based on the link profile or anchor text profile. Or if I can't really find a use, I'm going to design a hub page around what it used to be. And then I'm just going to really like abuse that hub page in the form of using interlinking. And so what that's going to do is pass link juice from the historical data to these pages that I'm actually funneling to. And using as hub pages, I've found has been extremely useful. And that's a trick that I think, gosh, I can't remember the first time I really saw someone using that to extreme success. But it might have been Joseph actually, who he's in here a lot.
Yeah, so just to kind of summarize, yeah, 301s still work. Um, they can be kind of hit or miss. They can take some time. What's the quickest you ever seen a 301 kick in? Like really kick in?
Almost immediately,
Yeah, like
but
a couple days.
yeah, the main
Um,
times I remember seeing stuff like that was years ago.
yeah, maybe, I don't you definitely mess with more 301s than I do. But yeah, I feel like maybe it's gotten a little bit more hit or miss
I
recently,
think so.
or
I
in the
mean,
past couple of years.
honestly, I treat 301s a lot like I treat my backlinking campaigns. I'm setting them and then I'm moving forward with my business.
Gotcha.
I don't keep going back, going, is it working? Is it not working? I have complete confidence that I found a 301 or a domain that was going to add value to my campaign based on backlinks, historical data, and through the ability to comb all that data and make sense of it, I can determine whether something's going to add value. Sometimes I've got to be more patient than others with projects. But at this point in time, I do know that my recipes are going to get me to a point of success. And that sometimes, the patience is key. But it's very hard to conceptualize getting through that when you're a new SEO spending thousands of dollars a month, or just high budget a month on a campaign that you're very uneasy with, because I've done it. I've given up or thought I was close to giving up multiple times on the road to finding recipes that would work in SEO. So yeah, patience is key to some of this stuff. But the knowledge of knowing that what you picked was the right pick is even more important because it'll give you confidence in your project.
So yeah, they still work. There's a little bit more hit or miss. They can take more time than they used to take. Some tips, just quick summary, quick tips to maybe up your chances of things working out. Um, you know, through rebuilding what the original like URLs on the other site were, and then redirecting individual URLs to them. Correct, Nick? And
Mm-hmm.
then also, you could also do some fancy interlinking and then basically interlink those new pages you've made to like hub pages to make them super powerful. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, through you're wanting a domain that's as close to your niche as possible. But I've still seen it work with like very general or even like off niche stuff. I would just say to increase your chances, of course, being niche down is always better than not being niche down.
Agreed. Yeah.
Any other quick tips?
No, I think that's about it. Yeah.
Cool. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Be sure to check the description below for links to our blog for more info on this topic, along with a bunch of other cool stuff like case studies, our Facebook community, and our link building services. And like always, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell if you enjoyed the video. Thanks and happy ranking.